Have you ever listened to electronic music that didn't shred your ears? Have you ever listened to electronic music that didn't sound like a bunch of clanky machines? Have you ever listened to electronic music that actually sounded like music? If you answered no to any of those questions, you've never heard of Advection Stride. Hello everybody, welcome to Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades. My name's Josh Dell'Aria, and now I gotta tell you guys, I don't like very much electronic music. And the reason why is because of the way most electronic bands decide to compose their music. They think, maybe we should just put a couple of different noises together and repeat them over and over again, and that's music. Wrong. I say that's all hogwash, because it's kind of like just sitting down and just deciding to listen to a bunch of sirens that blare at different pitches for different lengths of time for an extended period of time. That's basically what most electronic music is like, is if you decided to do something like that. I'm pretty sure most of you don't want to do something like that. Thankfully, there's an electronic band out of Barcelona called Advection Stride that feels exactly like we do. You see, this band is electronic, but they think about musical concepts like tempo and rhythm and timbre and pitch and dynamics and all these things that normal musicians would think about. And that's what separates these guys from just about any other electronic band that I've heard. Thus, when I saw their album Sentinel last year, I opted to pick up the title track because it sounded very interesting. And it did. It actually made my honorable mention back in 2017. Nearly missed my top 20 by just a few songs. And I was really impressed with their, again, ability to create music that sounded like music. So, at one point last year, I went back to listen to some of Advection Stride's old stuff. And I went to their website and I found out they had a new album out called Dynamicron. And so, of course, I jumped on that and I said, I think this song VHS Hero is actually a really cool one. Let me give it a shot at the top 20. And I gave it that shot, and it ended up making it, which is really cool. So you guys, if you saw my top 20, it was number 14 last year. And at that point, I had promised a deeper review of this song, and that's what I'm here for now. So another cool thing about Advection Stride, at least from what I've found from them so far, is that I think they've tended to theme their music around particular themes. And so I think this one, Dynamicron, has a lot to do with comic book characters and TV superheroes and video game characters and things like that. And so this one, as I mentioned before, it's called VHS Hero. And of course, it has to do with somebody who's probably like a superhero on like a, one of those comic books that gets put into like a movie or a TV show or something like that. So I think that's what this song has to do with. I'm really excited to show you guys this song, and I think you're going to find it fascinating. So here it is. You know, with songs like these, I'm really surprised this band is not more famous. This song plays out pretty much exactly the course of any sort of superhero or adventure TV show, it seems like an episode of a TV show. So I'm gonna go through this song and kind of like pick out what I think is like the main theme, and then keep going on through like the different parts of the like show that they're portraying with the music. So you know how like every TV show has its own theme, and like especially with superheroes and stuff like that, it sounds kind of powerful, and it's like it's like introducing the superhero to you and all that sort of stuff, like like the Batman theme or the Superman theme, stuff like that. So this is basically what the first 16 seconds are doing here. So that's basically, that first 16 seconds is kind of like that main theme of presenting just like how powerful this superhero is, and like how he's, great and able to save all these people in the city or whatever, kind of superhero he or she is. Now at the 28-second mark, there's this sudden mode change, and you start hearing this. This is where the villain starts coming in and terrorizing the world. That's what this mood change has everything to do with. So the song at that point goes into the key of E flat minor, and it's basically to kind of contrast the hero with the villain that's coming in. By the way, from a musical standpoint, I love the layering on of instruments at this part. It keeps building up in intensity, really up until the point where the mood and the mode change again, and we get the hero coming back in. But I just love the whole idea of like the building intensity of what this villain is doing as the song continues to progress. And also these key changes, I don't think I've heard Advection Stride do these kinds of key changes before. And so I think doing that shows me that they're willing to explore new territory and to try out new concepts and things like that, which is awesome too. So after that whole plot thickening with the villain going and terrorizing everything, there eventually comes this point where the mode changes back to the original mode in the song. And it kind of represents that point in the TV show where the hero finds the villain and challenges that villain to the fight. Where the fight starts to build up. Now this next part of the song is what I think vaulted this band to the top 20. So listen closely to what they do here. Do you notice how they were shifting dynamics? They started playing something kind of loud, a little bit loud, not like overly loud, but kind of loud enough that you can hear it. And then they repeated it, but when they repeated it, they made it quiet. And that is what tells me that they're thinking about the music that they're making and not just putting things together. And so one of the things that I was always taught to do in college, and I think I've probably shared this with you guys before, but one of the things that I was always taught to do whenever I was going to repeat something, don't repeat it in the same way that you repeated it the first time. And that way it makes it sound different, and it actually engages the listener a little bit more. And so that's exactly what Advection Stride did here. They made the sound quieter the second time, and then louder again the third, and quiet again the fourth. So that, even though you knew that the music was coming, they played it in a different way so that they can keep your attention. And that, to me, is really, it's just lost in a lot of electronic music. So I'm really glad that these guys did that. Also, did you guys notice when they did that second mode change back to the original key that they played the exact same line from before they were introducing the villain? Let me play each instance of that line, actually, and you'll probably figure it out then. Okay, that's the first time through. Now here's the second time. Yeah, I bet you guys probably didn't notice that they were the exact same thing. And the reason why I say that is because when I listened to this the first time, I didn't notice that they were the exact same thing. It took me several listens to pick that up. To me, that's the mark of a great repetition. I think the idea that you want to go for when you're trying to repeat something is that you want to make sure that the listeners don't catch it right away. It just makes it seem more like just the song is just flowing, and you're not, it doesn't, you basically just don't want your repetitions to stand out. Basically, the more you can hide a repetition, the better it's going to sound, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, this last part is the point in the episode where the superhero defeats the villain and everybody starts to celebrate. And so on and so forth. So the music's just really building up there at that point, just kind of displaying that celebratory attitude of all the people who would have been affected if the villain had gotten his way or whatever, right? And then at the end, they play the superhero's theme again, just like at the beginning, kind of as like the credits to the episode, and the ending and all that sort of stuff. So that's the whole idea of the song right there. And the best part about it is that you can tell that that's what's happening from the music. That's all I have for this song, guys. Thank you all for watching. I want to give a big, huge thank you to Advection Stride for allowing me to use the music and the backgrounds and all the pictures and graphics and everything. They've been so generous and so kind. So please do go and check them out. Their website is advectionstride.bandcamp.com, and I will link again, as I normally do, I'll link all their social media stuff in the description. Also, as usual, if there's any music that you or any of your friends or anybody that you know has made, send it my way. I want to hear it. Send it to my email address here at joshdell'ariasmusicalescapades@gmail.com, or you can send it to our Facebook page, facebook.com/joshdmusicalescapades, and or you can leave it in the comments below as well, and I'll take a listen to it. Again, thank you all for watching, and until next time, go make great music.